still, it's been an incredibly successful story leading up to the rise or the peak of InstaPizza, and I think we still have a lot more to see. So, why don't you share that origin story with us once? How did you come about starting this program?
Yeah, sure. With the first InstaPizza we opened in August 2014. So we're coming up on our 6-year anniversary this year.
Right.
So it's been a long time. I don't have a very exciting origin story. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I worked in finance at an investment bank before I started InstaPizza. I wasn't really sure what exactly I wanted to do. I've always really loved pizza. I spent some of my early life growing up in New York City. And there are great pizzas available on every street corner for 99 cents. And I was living in London after I graduated from college. I came back to Delhi, and I found that good pizza was somewhat underrepresented. Pizza was obviously very widely available, and it was made famous by the major global QSR chains in India. But good pizza was a little bit difficult to find. And so I really wanted to, with my co-founder, create a brand that, was born in India, that was created by us, for us, and took this wonderful food group, my favorite food group in the world, pizza, and reinterpreted it through the lens of what it means to be young and Indian today. And that's sort of how we started it. And the first location was a tiny 200 square foot location in Galleria Market in Gurgaon, which is still there and going strong. So that's sort of how we got started.
Congratulations on the 6-year anniversary.
Thank you.
If you had a time machine and you could go back in time and to the 2014 you and just pass on some key valuable learnings, what would they be?
There'd be too many. When I look back at, and it's not like I was young when I started the business. I was 29, 30 years old. But when we started InstaPizza 1, it's just shocking how little I knew about pizza, about running a business, about running a food business, and even to some extent about myself. So I think the 6-year journey into this business has been a journey that's been filled with learnings about this particular business as well as about myself. I think I was an immature founder. I didn't really know what I was doing. The one thing that I did have going for me is that I really did like pizza. So I tried my level best to produce and turn out good pizzas.
I think you took your passion for pizza to a very different level.
Absolutely. And I think that's what kept me in reasonably good stead despite all of the various and manifold mistakes that I made. To give you an example, when we opened that Galleria location, again, it's 200 square feet. It's 200 square feet carpet area inside, so it's about as big as this room, which is not that big. And we had squeezed in not only the kitchen, but also like bar seating for 4 people.
Oh, okay.
And, our expectation was that we were going to be able to generate enough takeaway / dine-in business from that location that delivery wasn't even on our minds when we opened the restaurant.
All right.
And it did go reasonably well. I remember the first day that we opened, it was a Sunday, 31st of August, 2014. It was a Sunday, and I think we did 7,000. I think it was a Sunday. We can double check that later, but I think we did 7,500 rupees of sale, and that's not bad. For day one, no marketing, no advertising. But then we very quickly realized that the footfall, especially in a hot outdoor market like Galleria, is not going to be enough to sustain the cost structure that you have in order to be there in the first place. And so, delivery only started appearing as something that we wanted to consider 3 or 4 months after we opened. And I think it was contemporaneous with when Zomato and Swiggy started coming onto the scene, and delivery was becoming a bit more popular in the mind of the consumer as well. But we were just grossly and woefully underprepared. We had really no idea what we were doing, except for making pretty good pizza.
So I think the first pivot you guys did was pivoting from a local and an offline store, to moving towards a digital format and starting an entire delivery business, which is something what you guys rely on much more, right, as compared to what your original vision was.
Yeah, now it's I would say 95% delivery.
Right.
Even the one hangover retail store that we had has been shut down because of the COVID crisis.
Right.
We had an outlet in Cyber Hub where we had seating for 12 to 14 people.
Right.
Again, cost structure is too high, no visibility on when that kind of thing would bounce back. So we shut that down and moved it to a delivery kitchen. So now it's all delivery, maybe a little bit of takeaway in the one-off cases that we are in reasonably busy markets. But yeah, it's been a complete transition. And along the way, there have been a number of other businesses and business models that we've tried and tested as well.
Right.
So we've never strayed too far from pizza itself, but we've pivoted a lot around pizza as a category.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this episode. The Indianaut Podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to receive all updates on the upcoming episodes. We'll see you in the next one.